Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
Hey.
Hello.
How's everybody?
Doing wonderful.
Working all greater.
As always. Listen, this is Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
And that is what they do right here in the kitchen. So glad to see everybody. Super excited for this conversation. Like, even in the pre of it, like, Ebony has she been laying it down. I'm like, okay. I'm super excited. So always wonderful to have you. We've been doing this for a minute, Ebony. It's been a few minutes. Me, Francie Boyce, and JT Plummer.
Okay.
Shout out to JT, who hopefully will join us in a little bit. And then we've added some special reoccurring guests with us, Dr. Marvin Scott and Miss Kimberly Black, the parent bitch. Right. So it's been quite the ride. And we're gonna keep chewing. How about it? So excited to have you with us here, Ebony Greene. She is a social worker.
Yes.
I call her coach as well. So I don't know if she has that as a part of her title or whatever, but I'm like, look, I need you, and so we were able to so I think our first connection, Ebony, was actually church though, right?
Yes, church.
Okay. Yeah. So our first
at
connection was church. Yeah, at the Grove. Wonderful place.
Absolutely.
Have a great time at the Grove. And of course, our pastor has been on the show a couple of times. So Fred has definitely met him. Now, I think you two might know each other because Stephanie also is an academic coach at FAMU.
Okay, no.
So I don't know.
No, I was trying to see do I know? I don't.
I mean, I think we've been in some of the same settings at the same time.
But,
yes.
We probably have. It's Tallahassee,
It is, right?
Small world. But at the same time, they talk about how small Tallahassee is, but sometimes you still don't run into people.
That's true too.
That's absolutely true.
But before you even get too deep, Lisa, you got on the Rattler Pride. I love it.
Wait a minute. I'm the only one now.
Listen,
I was like, I got to rap tonight. I just got to rap.
I gotta go. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I at least got it.
There we go.
Listen. I'm still on a high from that.
I know.
Win.
I just said to Ebony, I was like, it is some happy rattlers in Tallahassee and around this country. I'm trying to tell you.
Yes,
I am trying to tell you.
Absolutely.
It is so amazing. I was listening to the radio either today or yesterday, and Joe Bullitt was talking to Rudy Hubbard about that national championship, and I began to think, I was like, oh my God, I think my daddy was coaching then, because my daddy has 2 rings too. So I'm like, wow. you just don't know that you're a part of history when it's being made. We used to go to the games And my mama used to make us sit up in the press box with her and the other wives, and we didn't want to sit up there.
All a part of history.
She wanted to be like on the field, walking around with the people, and she was like, "No, y'all coming up." I'm like, but we were little too, so we really didn't need to be down there walking around with other people. But you know how it is. So, but I was like, oh my God, like just all of this history that you're a part of that you don't really know until it gets down to it.
So you're old enough to understand it.
Right.
You're old enough to understand, and that's when it really has like true meaning to you.
It has
before you're just like, okay, I'm in the moment, but
I've been pretty much Orange and Green, like,
oh
yeah.
I know I have most
definitely. We already know.
Yeah. Since you know, since I knew we was going, I've been just like, all right.
Oh my God. Listen, every game. Atlanta was amazing. Just to be in the stands, talking about being a part of history. Just watching the game, you know, just like, okay, this is real. So shout out to coach, shout out to the players, shout out to the staff, everybody who,
absolutely,
you know, all the people behind the scenes that you really don't kind of see and don't know about, the professors. You know, this is great.
Yeah,
everybody played a part.
Great look for.
I wish I could have gone, but I worked graduation, so my thing was, number one, I'm tired and I'm not finna get on the road to try to be to a 12 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the other thing was just that traffic, because I know some of them graduates was walking across the stage and headed to Atlanta. I know that.
Listen, there are people who worked the graduation that I saw at the game.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I ran into I can't say it like the kids say it, Dr. Robinson.
Right.
Like,
well, now hold on. He say, "Call me Larry."
They call me Larry, right? But you know, that to me is the traffic was worth it. It was worth it. All of that.
I'm sure it probably was, but I was just like, oh, this would just, I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. And I was like, this would be too much. But very excited. Very excited.
Very. I looked, they had the program book. Mm-hmm. And inside of the program book, they shared the history of the celebration. But I was like, oh wow, this is interesting. So I told my wife, I'm like, okay, you know what? You know, we're gonna be in this book as not the runner-ups.
I love it.
Champions.
Yeah, I love it.
The champions. You're like, y'all gonna be in the book. I'm like, yeah, as the champions, not as the runner-ups.
I should have told somebody to get me a book.
Oh man, people were running around trying to get these books.
I'm sure they were
amazing. And next season, I'm already geared up, geeked up for next season.
I know. I applaud Dr. Robinson because I know they had him like soon as he got off stage. Yep. I know they had him boom trying to get to the airport, a plane, and all of that. I was like, woo.
Yeah.
I was just
amazing.
It was I'm sure just being in the place was
every game. The last home game was a rain out. We went in with our ponchos in the rain and said, "Now we're gonna support these Rattlers." And you know, the whole season was really I can't say enough. I can't say enough.
It was a great season.
Great season. It just
great games. Goes to show, like rain or shine, Rattlers will show up.
They're gonna show up. They're gonna show up.
And that is what Coach Hubbard was saying. He was like, he really felt like this year it was like the Rattler spirit was kind of back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it really felt kind of like that, you know, for real, ride, die.
Yep.
It was a great season.
Yeah. It just felt like that. I was like, wow. I was like, that is so good. Because if you cut my daddy, orange and green coming out, ain't no red. It's orange and green. from playing for Coach Jay Gaither to coaching, just he bleed. It's the bleed. It's a bleed for him for real.
Absolutely. I think all rappers say they bleed orange and green.
They do. I think we're gonna have to, you know, when he passed, whenever that day comes. We just gonna have to carry him all
through the campus,
all the way through the campus. I know ain't no burial sites on campus, but he probably would like that too.
At Bragg Stadium.
Right. Yeah. So just very, very proud of very proud to be a Rattler, very proud to be an alumni of the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University.
Listen, not only on the field, off the field, marching to top 100. I mean, what can we not do?
Exactly. And we have done it. We have done
HBCU in the land.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
Oh Lord, here goes Super Record came on there too, man.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm making it.
Well, I'm glad you're making it.
Yeah, man.
It's just one day at a time.
One day at a time. It's like it's one of these. I don't know what y'all was talking about before I got on here.
Rattlers. How about them Rattlers?
How about them Rattlers, baby?
That's what we was talking about.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. I don't know if y'all paying attention to recruiting too, man. He's just Willie Simmons just signed a dude from Florida State a few hours ago too, and I was like, wow. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is a lot of people don't realize, dude, once them boys get smart and realize they can go right across the tracks and play rather than sitting on the bench for a few years, just go ahead and use the transfer portal and go ahead and be a Rattler. You know what I mean? Everybody can't be a national champion.
And then there are those of us who can.
Yeah.
They did them boys dirty.
Hey,
Florida State, that was just nasty. That to
me, it was. I'm not a Florida State fan.
That was nasty.
Are you talking about their ranking?
Yeah, I mean they should have been playing for a national title as well.
Yeah.
Well, at least the playoff for a chance to play for the national title.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
they are going to a bowl game though, right?
Yeah, but all of their best players opted out of the game. So they well, we just gonna go ahead and get ready for the NFL or whatnot. So they're not gonna play. So you're gonna go out there with a mad Georgia team who's mad that they didn't get in the playoffs, and they are gonna get boat raced all night. You know what I mean?
I don't even think their minds are. Their heads are not in the game unless coach does something to get their heads in the game. That's going to be the difference maker. But when it hurts to know that you should have been there, and they took it out. They took it away from you. So it's going to be an interesting game. It'll still be an interesting game to watch.
Yeah, I did hear.
I'm hearing some stuff,
but not everything. So. I did hear about the unfairness of their ranking. I did hear about that.
It's not fair.
But
So tonight, we were supposed to talk about this last week, but technical difficulties and all of that jazz. So here we are. Things happen for a reason. So we just gonna, do what we do.
As always.
So it is the season. It's the holiday season, and for the most part, some of us are joyous and we talk about the joy, but sometimes we don't talk about the other side of that. And there are people who are feeling the other side of it. So that is what we are going to do tonight. I have invited Ebony Greene in. She again is a social worker. And I call her a coach. So I'm adding that to your list, Ebony.
I'm trying to figure out how her and friends sitting in the same spot in a house. And
we just in different parts of the house. That's all.
Oh, you got a piano in every room?
Yeah, every corner.
Hey, listen, that's when you know you're rich. You got 2 grand pianos, you got 2 fireplaces, you got 2 doors that's just alike. I mean, hey.
They call them dueling. dueling
Yeah.
pianos, dueling
Oh.
fireplaces. Hey.
So when I reached out to Ebony, I was sharing my idea. I was like, can we do like a, top 10 list of things to do, to help with the holiday blues? And y'all know me, I'm a creative. So most of the time I have great ideas, but somebody else got to put the meat on the bones for me because, I can't always do that. Well, when I tell you, Ebony make a good old fat plate for us to eat from tonight. I loved it. I loved it. So we're gonna dig right in. Ebony, take it away. Of course, this is Kitchen Talk, Ebony. So I will give you a fair warning. These two, wait, that one right there. I cannot.
Hey, listen, man. I'm going through a lot, so I'm a mellow it down a little bit. I'm trying to rise above everything, but it's we'll be all right.
So
Now,
Ebony, I
if
just
that,
gave you that warning. Don't listen to that because
Oh. Okay.
it come out.
Mhm.
So Ebony, take it away, and we're gonna follow your lead on this one.
Okay, so we're talking about holiday blues and how sometimes the holidays can bring about a variety of feelings for individuals, and whether that be dealing with the loss of loved ones, difficult family dynamics, financial challenges, things of that sort. So I just kind of wanted to talk about like ways that people can navigate the holiday blues. So I'll start with understanding the true reason for the season.
Mhm.
So the best gift to receive is the gift of life. So materialistic things provide a temporary happiness. So we can have all the materialistic things that we need, but once the glitz and glamour is gone, it's like we're back to dealing with those feelings. So just trying not to put the focus on those things and just understanding the true reason for the season.
And so this is whether you are Christian and celebrating the birth of Christ or just celebrating life, period.
Yes.
Okay.
Because everybody has their different reasons for why they celebrate or why they don't celebrate, but I just feel like still understanding the reason is what's important, and I feel like that can help you, of course, navigate through the holidays.
Yep. Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah.
And Kwanzaa.
And I think once people understand that, that'll be the start of making it through.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Okay, so my second holiday blues tip is self-care or check-ins. So it's essential to recognize how you were feeling and then take that time for yourself. So one thing that I do preach to my students a lot, because they put a lot of focus on academics and not taking time for themselves. So, and that's just in life in general. If you put so much time in every areas and you're just pouring everywhere except yourself, you can't pour from an empty vessel.
Mhm.
And essentially you crash and burn. So you always have to take that time for yourself. And I tell people whether that time for yourself is 10 minutes in a corner, finding your favorite show on Netflix and watching it, or just tapping back into things that you used to like to do. You have to always take time for yourself, because if not, it's like no matter how many times you try to put things together, it just doesn't work out.
That's so true. And we've talked about a little bit about self-care
Mm-hmm.
on the show before.
Oh yeah.
And just the fact that a lot of times we may feel selfish if we, take time for ourselves, or it's so much, going on in the world. How am I gonna, tap that out and tap into me? But like you just said too, if you empty, you need time for refreshing, for rejuvenation.
You have to unplug
Um,
and recharge.
yeah, yeah.
You
And so
just made
we
me think
have
of
to do that.
Whitney Gilbert for some reason. Relax, relate, release.
But that's true, because if you look at it, like people will drain you while like taking time for themselves or doing things that are important to them, and then they're
Hmm.
upset with you if you can't come through for them. But it's like, I'm coming through for you and I don't have time to come through for myself.
That's true.
And
Mhm.
so you have to be able to set boundaries, and people that aren't okay with that, then That's a whole nother story. But you have to say like
that does sound like a kitchen talk, another kitchen talk.
so setting those boundaries and just taking that time for yourself and like who's people are going to be upset, but that's life. And
Yeah.
you have to still put yourself first. So
what are maybe some self-care ideas or things that we could do?
oh, I talk about this all the time. Of course, like I said, like tapping into any hobbies that you have, and that can be anything. Some people like crafting. I know for me, a self-care thing for me is I I will cook. I like to cook and like I don't know how to just cook for myself, but that's just me. I like to cook. I love to binge watch shows on Netflix. That's just my time for myself. I have a sectional and I like to get in the corner of that sectional with my blanket and I just
Yeah,
open
boy.
my windows and I just sit and I enjoy that time. So like self-care can look like many different things for many different people.
Mm.
Yeah.
I got a question with the self-care. Is there a point that you would maybe worry about the isolation?
Hmm.
I would worry about the isolation if it just gets to a point where you completely shut people out. Because
Mm.
some people will get so like invested that they just shut themselves off from the world. And sometimes when I've asked people who've come back after that, they feel like that's how they deal with things. That was the best way for them to get back on track. So that self care for them was shutting everyone out, no explanation, and just doing what they had to do. So sometimes it could look like that.
Mm.
I know that's me. That's most definitely me. It's not a good thing, but
Yeah,
a lot of times that especially what I've been going through is just one of them type of situations. Like if I could just shut everybody off, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? So yeah,
it's just hard
That's
for
I
our
people
don't.
to
plan because
understand that
sometimes you can't
sometimes. Though.
always do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
You
because it's
gotta
not
stay
healthy.
connected
it's
because somebody
Yeah.
needs you. Somebody you got to connect with this person or that person. So it's not as easy as cooking or binge watching. So
So you just really have to know that there's a difference between self-care and isolation.
mm,
And
Yeah.
so,
and not everyone understands when you just kind of shut the
yeah,
world out.
yeah.
mhm,
And
Mm.
if they're reaching out and either they're not getting a response from you, or they're just like because some people like that's just a part of who they are. They like to show up for people and be there for people, and
Mhm,
if that's not allowed, from people that I've spoken to, it just kind of leads them to thinking like, did I do something to this person? Why are they acting
mhm,
like this? And
mhm.
that just kind of creates a whole other situation.
yeah,
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
yeah. That's
So
good though. So that I think that's the part of the self check-in. Like, why do I think I need self-care right at this moment?
hmm
And if the answers lead you more to isolation and maybe something that's more depressing or whatever, then it ain't self-care that you need. You need maybe therapy or something else.
just someone to
Yeah.
But
talk to.
right, but we'll
Yeah.
say, "Oh, it's self-care," in order to just kinda shut out and
Mhm.
not have to deal with it, but our problems and our issues okay, I'm getting ahead, never mind. So,
As
alright, let's
usual.
go on. What's number 3? I know this is so good, I'm telling y'all,
As
Ebony worked
usual.
this out.
Okay, so number three is schedule events in advance. So planning something ahead of time can keep some joyful momentum going during the holiday season. So whether that looks like planning family gatherings, going out to see the Christmas lights. I know
Mhm.
I've been trying to get my sister and my niece and nephew to go for us to go to Dorothy B. Oven
Yep.
because they have like the elf night, they have the lights. There's always so much traffic, it's really hard to get through there. So it's just like, but just planning things in advance. I think that could be helpful instead of like because when you try to put that stress on you, like trying to do everything at the last minute, that's something else you have to navigate.
Mhm.
So trying to plan things in advance, I think, is helpful.
That's
And it
on my
kinda gives you
list.
something to look forward to.
Yes. To-do list.
Yeah.
That is
Check
on my
things off as you go.
I like the I like this one because it's like you said, you build up this momentum, and so
Mhm.
you really don't have as much free space in your mind to bring you down because you're like, ooh, on Friday we're doing this or
It's a
this,
nice
you know.
distractor.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not,
yeah,
I don't want to call it a distraction, but for the moment, it takes your mind off of the holiday blues.
yeah.
It takes your mind off of that reality just for a moment.
Mm-hmm. And especially if um not that we don't deal or live with our realities, but if we're trying to create something better or new,
Mhm.
um and I know when the pandemic first started, we kept saying, oh, this is gonna be our new normal, this is gonna be our new normal, this is gonna be our new normal. And to me, I kept resisting that term. But then when my mother passed, to me, that was a for real new normal because
Mm,
I
Mhm.
got to learn how to do this
Yes,
without her
sir.
here.
Mhm.
mhm.
And so
Definitely
the
let you
planning of events in advance, it gives you that space to be creative. It gives you space to um say you plan a dinner party. Oh, well, now you want to see, well, what place settings am I going to use? Or, what am I going to order for, the cups and the plates and what my color scheme is. And it gives you,
Mhm.
some things to do besides to dwell on the missing of that loved one or the fact that that job didn't work out or the fact that I may not have all the money in the world to get my kids every gift that they want, but I
Mhm.
could plan an experience for them and not
Yeah.
just gift giving. So I could plan a whole movie night for them or something like that. Let's create a new tradition, and
Yeah.
things like that. So this is really good. The planning and schedule events in advance. I like that.
Yes. I love it too. You have to have that
You
to be
do.
able to just navigate. Okay. So that actually kind of ties in with number 4, where you
Okay.
connect with family and friends. So instead of like isolating yourself, put yourself in environments where you're with family or friends, someone that can just help you take your mind off of the present moment, just to kind of get you out of it. Whether that's going to have coffee, if you want to go shopping, just
Mhm.
reminisce on old times, the good old times, but having that time where you're with surrounding yourself with family and friends.
This is a good one too, especially when y'all start talking about childhood stuff and then
Yeah.
you get to laughing. When they say laughter is good for the soul, it's
It
like good
is.
medicine. It for real is.
Especially the laugh till you cry, or you laugh till your side hurt. Those
Till
are
your
the
side hurts. That's a good
Yes,
one.
yes, yes.
best.
I
Yes,
love it. I love it.
that is the best.
But that's kind of interesting because there are people who want that distance. So they need that me time. So it kind of contradicts with the first one where you're, wanting that me time for yourself, but yet, hey, I want to spend time with family.
But I think it also goes to when she says like the difference in like self-care and self-isolation too.
Mhm.
Because like you can still have that me time without completely isolating yourself from people in the world. You just don't want like, because that isolation can look like I said, when you just completely shut down, people
Mhm.
call, you don't respond, they text, you don't respond. And then it's like once you feel like you've navigated through the situation, then it's like, okay, I'm back. So
Right.
it's like it's still like a way to just stay connected to people. And
I
sometimes
agree.
even if it's saying, hey, I'm just in a moment right now, I'll reach out when
Yep.
But some people don't do that. And that's why I said it
No.
just kind of leaves room for the person that's reaching out, like to speculate, okay, did I do something? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm trying to reach out. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So,
And then I wanted to say two things to that. One, friends, I wanted to say, so these are, just top 10 ideas. That one may not be the one that you need. Self-care may not
I
be the one that
agree.
you need.
I agree.
At that time, you may need to connect with more than family.
Right.
Or maybe you're not like a event planner kind of person, whatever. So you don't plan the parties. You just are one of those people that go to every party that
Party
you
hopping.
get invited to, whatever. So then that's kind of like, okay, schedule events in advance. So you calling your friends like, all right, what y'all doing? I'm gonna come do that. What y'all doing? I'm gonna come do that.
yeah.
So that sort of thing. So have your calendar, get your calendar filled up with social events, whatever. So we're just giving you ideas of some things that help with holiday blues.
I love it.
Yep, that help with holiday blues. And then the other thing I was gonna say was when we talk about connecting with family. Oh my God, it just lost me.
Can I add this one while you're thinking about
Yeah,
that?
sure.
The connection could also be what we're doing here.
Sure.
Yes.
I think that's what COVID has brought. You have friends and family who live in different parts of the world or the country, whatever, and you're like, hey, we're just gonna get on a Zoom call or a chat call and just laugh and catch up and reminisce.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always have to be face to face. Sometimes it could just be, hey, we're gonna do a group chat and just talk it out.
Yeah.
I think that's another way to kind of bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It'll come back to me. I don't even remember what it was, but that's a great idea. I like one of the things that did come out of the COVID was us using the Zoom, which used to be what was it?
Just for meetings or something.
Yeah.
Work
But it
related.
was something
Yeah.
else. It was called Skype. Skype.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
Skype.
Remember Skype?
Yep.
So I remember, just not just a phone conversation, but when we could see each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is very, very helpful. So if you are in a city where you have no family, you could still have your family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So everybody get on, everybody from around I know people who started this during COVID who are still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a call every Monday.
I actually have some of my students, that's how they keep that family connection. Like they have a weekly Zoom call. It helps them navigate being homesick, especially their first time away from home, not
Yeah.
being
Oh,
right there with
yeah.
their family. That helps them a lot to
Yeah.
just have those like weekly check-ins.
Yeah. And that even to me, even better than FaceTime.
Yeah.
Because you can have more people
Yeah.
people on. So I love it.
FaceTime has evolved a little, and now you can have group FaceTime.
Group.
How
Yeah.
many people can be on group
I
FaceTime?
think at least 4 or 5.
Really?
And you can actually with FaceTime now, you can FaceTime people that have Android. You can just send them a link.
Yep.
And
For your Apple users, I'm an Android guy. Forget the Apple. The rotten
you
apple.
can actually send
Ain't nothing
Android
rotten about
people,
the apple, hunty.
They're all rotten.
because
Ain't
I am
nothing rotten
Apple.
about the apple.
All
I am
rotten.
Apple.
All rotten.
Apple
Rotten
all
apple.
day.
Mm-mm.
But they have it now, or with even you can send a link for them to join a FaceTime link.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, Apple, do your thing.
Yeah, they had to join the Android crew.
No, we had to get y'all so y'all could
To
join
be part of the
Apple
party,
See, we the Apple people
Apple
send the
crew.
link
You
to
Invited
come
you
on.
all
Android users.
to the apostolic, the Apple sanctuary.
Oh,
Absolutely.
But yeah, that the connection, I think I know what I was gonna say. Oh God, did it just leave me again? No connection.
We
'cause
got to
you
get
said
you some
connection.
cookies like Santa Claus.
I know, right? Oh my God. It was connection, being able to connect with. Okay, never mind.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Yes, it
It
will.
was connection. You just said it. It's connection. Okay. I am having for real a moment. Yep.
Senior moment. Let's.
No,
Yep.
not a senior moment.
So no, because I've been like this all my life, so I can't even call it that. My brain moves, it moves like that. And sometimes if it don't get written down,
It's gone.
and that's
Gone.
been since a little girl, that ain't got nothing to do with age. That's
You have
why
to
it
write
better,
things
it better
down
come, it
nowadays.
better come on and come out right then. It'll come back to me. If it was meant to be said, it'll come back to me.
Okay.
All right, so we're moving on, Ebony.
All righty. So our next one is try something new. So we kind of want to step out of our norm and try something new. Trying something new just kind of helps you, of course, navigate your feelings as well. Just stepping outside of your comfort zone, stepping outside of your norm, and just introducing something new. You never know, it may become a new tradition, a new habit for you. Something that kind of takes you out of that place. And that something new could be, like I said, picking up a hobby. I would say for me during the pandemic, my something new was I started making the body butters and candles. And it became a thing for me. I love it. So that's like a new norm for me.
Oh,
It
very
helped
cool.
me navigate through the pandemic without actually focusing on the pandemic. So just like trying something new. And I feel like a lot of like talents were birthed during the pandemic for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
being able to just tap into your hidden talents, I'd say, because that's when you learn what you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
So just trying something new can help navigate.
I love it. So this year, so we haven't done a traditional Thanksgiving and all of that. And it's like, oh my God, we're not finna do that. I don't want no turkey. I don't want no dressing, that sort of thing. So for me this year, without my family, without my sisters and my niece and all of them, I went to New York for Thanksgiving.
How was that?
That was
Solo
like,
trip?
yeah. So I
That's
went to New York, and I
wanna
went
do that
with
one day.
one of my cousins, a male cousin. So I wasn't like in New York by myself. I ain't got brave enough to do, but so we
You
talked.
can
We
do
talked.
it.
I probably could. It's the fact that I don't want to. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm a people person. I hated the pandemic because I was so isolated without any. It bothered me.
No human interaction.
I can't. It bothers me.
Yes.
So and it did something to my whole spirit. I'm trying to tell y'all for real. Y'all laughing, but I'm so serious.
No, I understand. Like you really, it's like a self-rediscovery, being that like you're rediscovering who you are outside of the norm, outside of being like having in-person human interaction on a daily basis. And now you're just in a place where you have to just be by yourself.
I discovered that I don't like living alone. I discovered that I don't like doing stuff by myself. I discovered that I have a problem with not, and I'm not a phone person. So they're talking on the phone. But this helped me. Kitchen Talk helped me. And being able to do Zoom helped me. But even that, I couldn't touch nobody.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it'll teach you a few things. It'll teach you what you like and it'll teach you what you don't like. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
I like the fact that you took the trip. Because that's the something new thing.
It's something new. Yeah.
We sometimes we get stuck with the different type of traditions in terms of holidays.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
does that look like? You don't
Yeah.
always have to do
It
what we always did, right? So we can
and it
take a
did,
trip.
yeah. And it was like, you know what? Let's just because even for my cousin, who his family is really traditional too, I was
Mhm.
like, let's go during Thanksgiving. And now I was like, oh, I don't want to take you from your. He was like, they'll be all right. I'll be all right. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, great. So it was something new for me to not, find where the family gonna be and go and let's eat turkey. It was
Mhm.
like, we went, we saw two Broadway shows.
Oh wow! What
Yeah.
2 shows you saw?
We saw Pearly Victorious, which is a very old play by Ossie Davis.
Okay.
It was wonderful. You will not believe who was backstage because one of a FAMU alum, see what I'm talking about? Them rattlers be everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
A FAMU alum got
Everywhere.
us backstage passes. She was in it. She's an understudy, but she was in the show that she was working the show that night. So
Okay.
she would play the role that she understudies for. So she had us come backstage. Guess who was backstage?
Denzel Washington.
Ben Vereen. I'm gonna need y'all to know who Ben Vereen is.
You're theater. You're theater. That means certain things get you it get you excited.
Well, look him up. Look him up. But he was backstage. It was
Google him.
wonderful. Right, Googling. It was wonderful. We also got to meet Leslie Odom. Did y'all just? Oh my god!
And I probably wouldn't know these people
Really?
if I actually saw
Leslie
their
Odom
face.
was in Hamilton.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't even know if I watched
Google him too. Google him too. Google him too. So he had lead role in the play, but it was very good. And then we also saw the MJ musical. Phenomenal.
Okay. I thought that was good. That would have been really good to see.
It was good.
I didn't know they were still showing it.
Yeah, it's on Broadway. I think it's gonna be there for a minute.
Okay.
It was really good. The spectacle was amazing. So for again, me from theater, just to see stage and lights and the way they had shattered glass suspended in the air. I don't know how they did that.
Oh wow.
But it was beautiful. It was amazing.
Wow.
So I don't know if they
Like it was.
I'm thinking that they might have did it with lights, but it looked so real that I felt like it was really suspended in air. I don't know what they did. I wanted to go backstage in the booth so bad, but I couldn't do it. But oh my god, it was wonderful. It was a good movie. It was a good story. They told a story, and then they infused his music into the story. It was really nice. It got a little heavy in some places, but it was really good. And of course, I'm in there like dancing in my seat. Oh my goodness, it was good.
So that was your something new. Would you do it again?
Actually, that is probably going to be my new tradition.
And that's what I was thinking. That sometimes that something new
turns into tradition.
Sparks something new, right? So
Yeah.
now that is the new thing to do.
Yeah.
It is the new thing for us to go and watch a show, go
Yeah.
to visit this place, or go to
Yeah.
that maybe try it out thing is now the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. So this try something new, y'all. Y'all need to do that for real because it's awesome.
Absolutely, it is. It is.
All right, number 6.
Okay. So number 6, you want to allow yourself to feel all the feels. So what that means is allowing yourself to actually feel every emotion prevents you from being overwhelmed by them. So sometimes
Good
we're
or
trying
bad?
to. Sorry?
Good or bad?
Yes. Because sometimes you like we're trying to suppress, and sometimes distractions are good things to take our mind off it. But in reality, once that distraction is done, we're back to, if we're alone, having to face those feelings and emotions again.
Right.
So you kind of just want to, yeah, it's okay, like I said, to have the distraction, but still try to feel all the feels, go through the motions. So it does help you from being overwhelmed by them.
So is this how you keep from the breakdown?
I feel like for me, yes, because like when you're just trying to suppress the feelings, I feel like once you actually have to face them again, it could be worse. Because now
Mm,
it's like it's more intense, like because you're trying, and I can speak for myself when I know I've been through things and I've tried to suppress them. When it comes back around, it's like it's more intense, and then you're continuing to try to suppress them, like put a band-aid over them, and that doesn't really help. You do
mm.
want to just allow yourself to go through the motion, feel all the feels, so that you're not overwhelmed, so that you're not trying to just like sweep them under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Just feel the emotions,
Because
and it
sooner or later
helps.
you're gonna trip over that hump that's under the rug.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. And so just allowing yourself to feel them, like just go through the stages. Whether it's the emotional at first, and then now you're like, okay, I'm over the emotions, but I still feel just a little sad. Or now, okay, I'm getting to a place where I can just navigate a little better without thinking so much about it. But just go through the stages of the emotion, of the
Mm.
feeling. Just feel all the feels.
So
Feel all the
Ebony,
feels.
I know that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good line. So in feeling all the feels, would you give yourself a time frame? Like can I say, I'm gonna have this moment, but I'm gonna give myself a day and then I'm gonna try to pick myself up from it? Or do
Mm.
you just feel it until it's gone? I mean, how would you express that?
I don't want to. I want to say for me, I'm going to give myself a time frame, because I feel like the longer you just kind of sit and let it fester, it doesn't really
Mhm.
help. So it just, I feel like more things are going to add on to it, and the feelings are just going to, you will become overwhelmed by them. So for me, I say, okay, you got a day or two, feel it, and then we got to keep it moving.
Hmm.
And so then does it become a kind of mind over matter thing?
It does, and I'm not saying that there won't be little reminders as you navigate throughout your day or week that will take your mind back to it, but you won't be in that place where you're just like consumed by it or you're being overwhelmed. So you're still going to think about it, but you're not in a place where I'm sitting at home under the covers and I'm just letting it take over.
Fester. Yeah.
Yes.
And then if you do find yourself there, then do you suggest getting therapy?
I would, or talking to someone, even if you don't want to talk to a therapist, but just like talking to someone, maybe
Mm-hmm.
someone that you don't know, when you don't know, like not talking to people, what that does to you. So if you talk to someone, you may find out that they went through a similar situation, and although what they did to come out of it may not help you, it could, you maybe could still take tips from them.
Mm.
And because I always tell people, everything that worked for someone may not work for you, but you have to
Mhm.
find what works for you. So talking to someone that may have experienced what you're experiencing could be a big help.
Hmm. And going back to in this day and age, sometimes it's let's put it, it's easier now to talk to someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So with technology, you can easily phone a therapist, call somebody to say,
Call a
hey,
crisis
I'm
line.
going to crisis
Mhm.
hotlines. There's so many options that are available to people. And I don't think that we always take those options. Like, we don't know that they're there, or we're like, whatever. But if you're going through something, this is a good time to take advantage of, the different hotlines, the different
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
services that will help you get out of your rut And sometimes talking to somebody who has the tools to help you out of your situation, right? So it's not mom, dad, cousin, brother, sister, best friend may not have the tools to help you understand what it is that you're going through, and they may not understand how to really get you out of it. But then you're talking to a professional who can say, yeah, if you do X, Y, and Z, you should. Here are some of the tools to help you get out of the holiday blues.
Yep. So I just thought about it came back to me when we were talking about the connections and how, and this ties into that, how you were saying that if somebody does call, you could say, well, I'm having a moment right now. Let me, get back with you. So in admitting that moment, which is great for you to admit that moment, but should me on the other end of that, if I'm checking in on you, how should I circle back? How can I, how much time do you think I should give to circle back to that person to or allow them to circle back to me? Because if somebody says I'm having a moment, that makes me concerned, and I would want to try to help them unpack that moment right then. But if they're a person like me and I'm saying I'm having a moment, my sister knows to say, do you want to talk about it? And then I'll say yes or no. Most of the time I'm one of them people that I work my stuff out, and then I come out the room like, hey y'all, whatever. And I mean sometimes
But I know a lot of people that are like that though.
Yeah.
They want to just work through it and then come back when it's all
So
good.
how long would you, or how long, if I'm the person that's on the other end and my friend says I'm having a moment and they don't want to talk about it right then, how long do you think I should give them before I even circle back to them, especially if they haven't circled back to me?
I honestly probably give them like a day or two.
I was thinking, even if you gave them a day or two, they can always say, no, I'm not ready. Right?
But I
No,
think
I just need more time.
I think
And
for them knowing though that at least you thought enough of them to still just check in,
yeah.
that helps as well.
I think it's even asking them, hey, you know what, a day has passed. I'm just following back up. Do you need more time? So now I'm not waiting for the person to respond. I need more time. I'm letting them know, hey, if you need more time, it's okay. I can call you back tomorrow or the next day. But know that you're still on my mind. I'm still thinking about you. Just want to make sure that you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm here if you need me.
Correct.
Letting them know. Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked that question too because I think about, like, I've never really had suicidal thoughts, but there are people who do.
Yeah.
And to me, if I say I'm having a moment, to me that is an alert to say I do kind of need to check on this person. Whether I know whether they have those, I guess because I hear so many times people say, oh, I didn't know they would ever do anything like that. Like, when you think about the person that really comes to my mind is Robin Williams, the comedian.
Yeah.
It's like how did his circle
Miss it.
yeah.
True.
So or did he say I'm having a moment?
I think he might be different.
Like,
That's
I'm just saying, what and I know I know this is going into a whole nother
kitchen talk.
another kind of area. But since we're talking about it and we're saying feel all the feels, okay, I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna feel all the feels, but who's, if I'm letting my friend feel all the feels, I feel like I gotta check back in with them just to make sure, because those feels can really hold you down if you're not careful,
especially if you're alone with them.
Right.
But, like, I just feel like knowing that someone is there and they're willing to go through the feelings with you, because you do have people that are willing to go through it with you. You just have to allow them. Some people just want to do it alone, but
Yeah.
you have to allow someone in to be able to, help you navigate through whatever it is you're going through.
Yeah. I thought about when you said that, I thought about one of Tyler Perry's plays, and they came in and they said, we're not gonna say anything. Can we just sit here and not say anything?
Mm.
And it was like she didn't say yes, but she didn't make them get out either. So it's kind of like I might want somebody here, or but I don't want to stay, or
I
something like
want you to
that.
be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
knowing that
So
we're just here
so
in this
that sort of
moment.
thing. So it's like, can I say to my friend, I get that, but can I just come and hang out for a minute? I won't
Mhm.
say anything. I'll just be in the room.
Like the
That sort of
nonverbal
thing.
gestures, just
Yeah,
knowing we don't have to say anything, but I'm here.
yeah, yeah. So I think, to me, if somebody is in that moment just a little too long, I would want to do that. I
Yeah,
would want to do that. Just hey, not judging you on your moment lasting a long time,
I'm
but
always a friend. I'm gonna check in. I'm like, I don't want it to come off as a lot, but I guess sometimes being a social worker or working in the mental health field, I'm just that friend. I'm like, and I'll just send a text, hey, whenever you're ready, I'm here.
yeah,
Like, I just kind of want you to know, like, I
you're
am
not
here.
alone.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not in this alone. Even if you feel like you are, you're not.
I think
because a
that's
lot
my
of
piece,
times
because
we
you don't
do.
want to be overbearing,
You
right? Because
don't.
they might need that time. So that's what I say,
Mhm.
hey, I'm calling in, even though I called yesterday
Yeah.
or the day before yesterday. Just want to know if you still need more time, it's fine.
Yes.
Because some people need that time. They need
Yeah,
that alone time, you
yeah.
know.
And
And
me,
I've
I'm
known
like, I'm
people.
gonna bug you until you say, "Girl, just come on over here, Grace."
Correct. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, Lisa probably gonna call me 50 times. I done told her that I'm watching my Netflix binge right now. And I need my time. I need my me time. But
Sometimes
you
But
just
gonna
see,
seem
keep
and then
calling
that's
me.
me,
certain
friends.
people.
I would be the one like, "Would you please stop calling me?"
And which is so funny to me. Like you would be both on both ends of the stick.
I would.
On one end, she'll call you to get to the sun keep rising. I can't even think of that. And on
I
the
would.
other hand, don't call me. Oh
I
God.
would. I would. But
Oh God.
I can do a little bit of a flow though, because I also recognize people who, I don't want to say don't want help. They're not ready to yield to help.
Correct. Correct.
Mhm.
So
Correct.
I recognize that too. And so
Yeah.
I may back off of that.
They're
Yeah.
used to just being strong, or they're independent, or they don't need
Yeah.
anyone, and so they
Yeah.
don't know how to allow others to show up for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
does make them feel possibly like, a little, maybe they don't know how to like be vulnerable. Like, okay,
Yeah.
just be
Yeah.
vulnerable in the moment and allow someone else to show up for you. You don't have to always show up for everyone.
Yeah. But I do
Mm.
like feel all the feels. I
Hmm.
think that's I
Yeah,
think
that was a
that
good one.
is
Feel all the
that
feelings.
actually speaks to me, because I'm that person now. I'm like, okay, that's enough for feeling that right now. Or I
Yeah.
don't feel like feeling that right now.
Hmm.
Um, but like you say, it will
It's gonna come back.
come back, and what I'm learning is it may come back in another form that's a
Mhm.
lash out at somebody
Hmm.
that don't even deserve a lash out.
Yeah.
It was just they got you in that moment, and you
Wrong
Yeah.
place,
just,
wrong time.
yep.
Mm.
And so you don't want to get out of character, because you just holding stuff so much that it's like the pressure cooker that just
Hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
That's what you definitely don't want to happen.
yeah.
Because then now you have like a strained relationship with someone because
You can't take them words back.
you can't. You can't take the action. You can't take any of it back.
Can't take it back. And even though somebody may understand what you was going through or whatever, it's still you remember it all. I know they teach us as kids, sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt us.
Words still hurt.
They hurt.
Words, your bones will heal from sticks and stones.
Yes.
But healing from words,
not as easy.
And it definitely, the healing from the words is hard depending on who the words came from.
Yep.
Correct.
Yes. So
And
that's
why I say, mamas, you got to be careful how you talk to your babies.
Yeah, it shapes you.
The way you talk to your babies shape them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Number 7.
We already at our hour, but this is a good part, Ebony, about being the executive producer and creator. We're gonna get through these.
Yeah,
10.
like we got to get to the 10 now.
Yeah, we gotta get through these.
She done got 10.
and we did take the top to celebrate them rattlers. So
we did.
Yeah. So we're gonna get through these 10. So what's your next one, Ebony?
Okay, so number 7, it's better to give than to receive. So this also goes for if you have children, teaching them that mindset as well. Some people, I have a friend that says they feel joy during the holiday season by going out and serving, whether that's providing meals or gifts and things to the homeless. So just teaching them, that goes back to number 1 with the true meaning for the season, the true reason for the season. So learning that it is better to give than to receive. So whether that's giving your talents, giving your time to others, and still it also helps you. It's still helping you navigate through your emotions, because it's the joy and the satisfaction that you give from making someone else happy, giving someone else something that they didn't have. So providing that joy or that feeling of emotion for others.
I think this is a great one too, because there is something that happens inside of you. It's like really warm and fuzzy when you help somebody.
Yes.
When you help somebody that and not help them with a motive, but just help them out of the kindness of your heart. It's just something that happens, helping them with no expectation of something coming back to you.
Absolutely.
It is like a bright sunshiny, like joy to me is sunshine.
Yes.
So it's like bright sunshiny feeling that you get when you do help others. And then the other thing about helping others is you also get this gratitude that you're not in that space.
Yeah.
Like if you're out helping the homeless, you get this gratitude that you're not homeless.
Right.
And gratitude helps push up good feelings as well. So or if you're helping, with different things, like our social services or just did Shop with a Boss. And to hear some of the stories of why they couldn't buy Christmas gifts for their children, or the place that they're in, or just this economy.
Yes, absolutely.
You spending money, you spending your and a lot of these people, we always think that they not working. We have literally worked for.
Yes.
Like people work full-time jobs.
More than one.
Right. And still have trouble, putting food on the table. Much less buying a Christmas gift. And then how do you explain to a 6-7-year-old that they can't have a Christmas gift? So when they go back to school and all their friends got this and that, and they talking about this. So it's I know, friends. I know. But these children, not grown people.
Because we got a whole nother kitchen talk show off of that one comment.
Right. I know. I already know. Again, even as a parent, you would feel that.
That's why I said I was thinking bahamba. Like, because again, sometimes we think many people just celebrate this time of year. But if you're doing it all year round, if you're helping others, if you're taking that time for you, then it helps so that this time of season is not so much of a blues because you've been doing it. You know, I've been giving you gifts all year round.
Sure.
I've been helping people all year round. I've been, you know, giving myself some of my me time back all year round.
Sure.
So that, you know, it's not a big thing. And I think that's something we have to cultivate with our kids, our society as a whole. Listen, you've been getting the lights are on.
That is a gift in itself.
You got somewhere to stay. You done got some new stuff for school.
Okay, but lights is not a gift for a child. I'm sorry. And the reason
manufactured,
lights is not a gift for a child is because the child did not knock on your wound and say, "Let me out." You chose to have that baby.
Macy's
so you need to
set
take
y'all
care of
up
that baby.
for failure. That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Macy's
So
and you see they don't went out of the business. Toys R Us, they don't went out of business.
Here we go. This what happened, Ebony. This why we can't get along, right? This why we can't get along.
I'm not even gonna talk about.
Now you gonna tell me dinner is a gift to a child? No, it is not.
Every night,
bring that child here. This is your obligation.
Every day
to that child.
No,
that is not a gift.
You got to give every month.
I mean, but I hear people say that they treat those things as gifts.
It's not.
I've heard people say
you cannot
that.
have it. You cannot have it. Imagine that. And we just talked about people who don't have that.
Saying,
you don't have the
agree.
basic
necessity. I agree that you could not have it. I agree with that. But that ain't that child's responsibility. That's your responsibility to the child.
And that's why I say, child, there's no Santa Claus. Daddy Claus, Frank, he done got it for you.
Ebony, what's number 8? Because he done went too far.
No.
Okay.
No.
He done went too far, Ebony. He done went too far.
I was trying to be good. You see, I was trying.
Do not talk about Santa Claus like that.
Oh, good.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Number 8.
Ebony, too far.
Okay. So number 8 is you want to set realistic goals and expectations for the holiday season. So
hold on a second. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
Did you say realistic?
Realistic expectations, yes.
Sorry, Santa. We're going with the realistic goals.
Realistic goals and expectations for the holiday season. So that it still ties into the other tips that I provided. That's like spending time with family, tapping into different hobbies, serving others, things like that. So you just kind of want to set realistic expectations. Don't put so much focus on, I guess, the commercialization of the holiday. Like
Hello.
You don't want to put so much focus on that.
Yep.
Sure.
So knowing that even without all the gifts and the decorations, like life still happens.
Yep.
So setting those realistic goals and expectations.
I love it.
Yes.
And I agree. I agree with you. And I agree that does start, with the little ones and explaining what Christmas is and if that's your faith or what the holiday season is or however you want to do that and set those. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, and like we said before, you can start new traditions. You don't have to, do the gifts. And like I have a friend that said, no, she's not buying any gifts. She said he gets things all year. And so she wants to teach her son that, that's not the reason for the season for you to just, get things. So she feels like, I want you to learn more about like real life facts and things like that. So,
and that is wonderful, but don't spring it on them like friends. These lights,
spring it on them. We're gonna have a,
we're gonna have a
talk. we're gonna have a vision board. We're gonna talk about this thing.
And then
We're gonna
you're
come in the
also
kitchen
gonna be
talk
there when they
about it
get
in the
bullied
kitchen.
for
We're
not
gonna be
having no gifts by their friends.
Because kids are cruel.
They
This is
are.
different. Kids are
They
different now.
They are.
oh
They
god.
they surely are.
They
So
are.
I'm for it. Now I'm not saying that we got to go and take out loans and carry on and make sure everything under the tree. All I'm saying is whatever you decide, make sure that we're still there for our children when they have to go through the things that we feel like as adults, it ain't about that. It might not be about that, but children have to learn that. They have to learn that. That's
Number
all
9.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
Number 9.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to be the godparent of Friends' children.
Oh goodness.
I already see that now. When they come over to Godmama Lisa house, Santa will be here.
Hey, that's fine with me too. That's fine with me too.
Okay, so number 9 kind of goes back with number 4, where you want to open up to others. So remember, you don't have to face any situation alone.
Mm-hmm.
So just having someone in your corner, someone that you feel like you could trust, or just someone that you could talk to, that helps you navigate.
I like that.
I do. Yep.
And that's always good to just have someone. Like, I hear a lot of people say, I don't have anybody, but I'm like, in reality, you do. You just have to allow someone to be there to even know.
But it'll go back to what I said too. You know, there are now systems in place, programs in place to help people when they feel like there's nobody there. There's actually somebody that you can call,
always
somebody that you can talk to. There's a 1-800, and you'll be surprised how, you know, the testimonies are just the voice of somebody else to help you get through whatever it is you're going through. So we can't, like I said, going to the mama, the brother, sister, daddy, cousin, best friends, that sometimes that's not the best way to go. Sometimes you need to go to somebody who has a little bit more experience, a little bit more knowledge to help you get past whatever it is you're getting past.
And sometimes it's not the best because sometimes people don't always tell you what you need to hear. Yeah. Like you have to talk to someone that's going to just be direct and not kind of coddle you in the situation. Like you got to face reality, whatever that reality is.
Or just someone to listen and not give advice at all.
Yes.
So if you got a friend that's just gonna listen to you vent, let you get it out, and not give advice, sometimes that's good.
It is.
Because you may not
be in a space to receive
and then most psychologists and social workers and counseling, they don't give you advice, they just help you work through it. Absolutely. Because if you have somebody giving you advice, then you go and take that advice and it end up being wrong for your situation.
Come back on you.
Well, you told me to.
Yes, right. So there are pastors being sued because they giving advice.
You told me to do it.
Sessions.
You and the Holy Spirit.
You can't give people advice.
No.
The Holy Ghost done told you to tell me that you need to. Don't get me started, Lisa.
So unless you got, you know, a licensed degree, and even then you're not giving advice.
Nope.
You haven't explored options, but even in exploring options, the options coming from the person that's going through it, not the counselor.
That's exactly explore.
Yeah, that could be tricky.
It can be. So you have to be really careful with that.
So, but the fact that you would find that one person that you are able to open up to is really a good thing, because a lot of times we could sit with our thoughts, but sometimes they need to be audible. It's like we need to hear it.
Yes.
And it helps process. For me, I journal. So if I'm
journal too.
if I'm writing it, it helps me process. And every now and then I would need to talk it out, depending on what it is. But I will find somebody that that I believe, one, has my best interest at heart,
Yeah.
and two, has good discernment to say, okay, well, I'm just gonna listen. I'm not gonna say anything, or say, well, why would you feel that way, or what do you think about this, or whatever, and help me talk through it. But those are, those are the kind of things that I would look for in a person. And I have, I, again, like you said, we probably all have at least one person that we could kind of, open up to, if we really wanted to. And then the other thing about opening up is you get to share as much or as little
as you like.
as you would like. So right now you could just say, this all I want to say right now, just let me get this out. And then we could discuss it, or we could not discuss it. I could just let you get it out. So I think the other thing is us taking the stigma off of counseling, off of therapy. And I think mental health and all of that, I think we're doing a really good job about especially having these types of conversations that we have, is that it does not mean, what we thought it mean, or what we said it meant, back in the day. It doesn't mean that.
It doesn't.
And just think about how many people could have been helped if we didn't just say, oh, they crazy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
How many marriages could have been saved when husbands went off to war, like Desert Storm? I had friends that came back just, from that experience, just kind of not right. So what if the Army just automatically set up for them to have counseling? Period. You gotta do counseling,
Right?
but we don't do that. We just, bring them back from
back
Vietnam.
to society.
From Vietnam,
You get a job.
Over to Vietnam, you just send them back. You ain't help them in no way. Just get back into society and get back. And they've been over there killing people, and what does that do to a person that whether it's self-defense or however you want to look at, you still took a life. What does that do to, what defense mechanism have you put up to say it was me or them, or however? You still took a life. How do you process that? So as soon as your foot get back over here, you need to be in therapy and counseling even before then.
Yep, absolutely.
It should be a regular process. But we don't even treat our men and women in the armed forces right.
That's a whole nother kitchen talk.
God, we just getting into all of, okay. All right, Ebony. All right, I'm sorry. I just got so worked up about that, because we have just put this whole stigma on counseling and therapy, and all you need is Jesus. Yes, we need Jesus. Yes.
Absolutely.
But Jesus walked around with 12 people. He was not by himself.
Yep.
I'm just saying. And they all had different professions. I'm just saying. So I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
All right, we down to number 10, Ebony.
Number 10. So number 10, it's number 10 on the list, but it's number 1 for me, and that's prayer and meditation. So that's great for slowing down and focusing on the present moment. So, and having prayer partners, somebody that you can pray with too in your situation. That is big. For someone that can, like you said, intercede or pray on your behalf, even when you can't. So prayer and meditation is big in helping you through any situation, and no matter what it is.
I, of course, have never made any bones about being Christian. I am Christian. Even
every day of the week.
What'd you say?
I said every day of the week.
Every day. I love Jesus.
Yes,
but I understand that everybody is not in that space, or they have different ideologies or whatever. but the prayer and meditation, pray to whoever it is that you pray to. Meditation is always good. These things to me, they kind of center you, and then help you with better decisions.
They do.
And help you with that, like we were saying a few moments ago, with the mind over matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that you can feel the feels, but don't stay there too long.
Yes, absolutely.
I kind of think this last one is almost like the first one, right? Where you need your me time. And sometimes that me time is that meditation time, is that time to pour back into you so that you can then go back and pour back into the world. So
to recharge.
To regroup. So that the holiday season, although it's a lot of hustle and bustle and this and that, it's also a time to rest. You got some time off from work or from whatever it may be. If it's a day for some people, a week for some, 2 weeks for others, how we use that time is so precious. So
yes,
you got to spend a little bit of time to pour back into you, whether
absolutely.
it's an hour meditation or a week long spa getaway. You find out what works best.
Yes.
For you. Or that Sunday morning service.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that definitely worked.
Yes.
Definitely works.
Great way to kickstart the week.
Okay. It definitely works. So we are so excited about this show. We hope that these 10 helpful tools, as France would say, tools to help with the holiday blues, or anytime.
I was just thinking that. It's not just the holidays.
But this is true, France. But for some people, it intensifies during the holidays.
I would agree.
Yeah. So for some people, it does. For a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
It intensifies during the holidays. Sometimes during the holidays, you do tend to think about not materialistic things, but sometimes you do tend to think about the things that you don't have. Like if you're single, you don't have a mate yet, or if you do have a mate, y'all don't have children yet, and maybe that's something that you want, whatever. You thought it would be here by now, or so just that whole
we lost Lisa.
Oh man.
When she was saying that, I also was thinking about the things that you have lost.
Yes.
Not just the things you want to have, but things that you've lost too. So
yeah, and that's hard in itself too.
Thank you so much for the 10 wonderful tips, Ebony. I mean, again, we said it already. It's not just for the holiday season, but it's for any season in your life that you might need it. Oh, Lisa, you came back.
You know what?
I was going to end it out with
I'm getting kicked out my own broadcast booth. Like, this is the second time, Ebony, I got kicked out my own broadcast.
Oh, wow.
Like, something ain't right.
You're gonna kick that out.
You're not right.
You're not paying the bills. It's a season.
I guess so. But thank you so much, Ebony Greene, for hanging out with us and giving us these 10 things. I'm telling you, when I read them, I was like, friends, oh my God, this is gonna be a great kitchen talk. This is gonna be wonderful.
Definitely.
So thank you so much, Ebony, for hanging out, and you have got to come back.
I will. Thank you so much for having me. I truly enjoyed myself. This was great.
This was great.
Yes.
This was good. Yeah, and we could dig a little deeper into some of these. So definitely,
I absolutely saw that. We definitely can.
Yeah.
You're looking into the new year. Ending one year off with the holiday blues, but not going into the new year with those holiday blues. This is Kitchen Talk CTC.
See what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about, Ebony.
Oh, wow.
So listen, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notifications. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button. Make sure you turn on your notifications there as well, so you will never miss another show. We are actually going to take next Thursday off to enjoy the end of the year. So the kitchen will be closed. But I think we closed out on a very good note.
Oh yeah.
Closed out on a very good note. So hopefully, again, something that we said would spark conversation and help you with if you're having holiday blues.
Yes.
We're hoping that it is helping you and turning those blues, even though blue is my favorite color, turning those blues into bright sunshine for you. And enjoy this season. Enjoy your new year. We will see you back in, oh my God, 2024.
Woo!
2024. Oh my goodness.
He did it.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yes. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Happy Kwanzaa, all of that good stuff.
Happy
And we'll see you
Festivus
back.
for the
Yes.
rest of us.
We will see you guys back in the new year. Thank you so much for watching. This has been like amazing. So we are going to it looks like we're gonna see y'all next year. So good night, everyone. Good night.
Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?